ZNS Network. ZNS Network. Bahamas.
The views expressed on this show, interview, or program are not necessarily the views expressed by the ZNS Radio Network and, by extension, the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. What's the secret of change? We don't fight the old. Instead, we focus on building the new. Welcome to the Table of Change. Come on in and have a seat at our table.
It's Table of Change tonight, guys. We are here on a Tuesday night, and it's April 1st, April Fool's Day. Gee, as you grow up in the age, you don't even remember it anymore. I think I had a dream that the show was not going to be on tonight. That was April's Fool. Guess what? Remember, Bahamas, we are all here to serve. Just remember that that's not a joke. That's for real, Tamara. You got that?
Yes, I got it. We are here to serve. And in service tonight, Jackie and I were having a big tug of war. We're like, who are we going to have to come on the show? I wanted Marco Lightbourne. She wanted Lynn Therese Davis. And both of them offer so much service throughout the community in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So we tugged it out. She pulled left, I pulled right, and I said, okay, let's be dynamic. Let's have Dynamite Daisy and let's have Marco Lightbourne and have both of them on the show. So what I want you to do is sit back. You're going to relax and fill up your cup. Whether you're going to put tea, wine, vibrations, it's up to you, or whether you're just going to fill your cup up mentally with knowledge. Whatever your physical cup is going to be, we're here to fill it for you tonight. So we're going to jump right in. If you have a parent out there that has a child that's playing baseball, you want to hurry up and send the text and let them know that we have Marco Lightbourne, coach extraordinaire, that's going to be telling us all about baseball. If you have a child out there that's interested in drama and theatrics, we have Dynamite Daisy. So we have a lot of key points to listen in for. So I always tell my classroom back in the day, you're going to put on your thinking caps. So when you put on your thinking caps, you actually put on a helmet, guys, and you buckle it up. So we're going to get ready. So put on your thinking and your listening caps, and the show is going to begin. I let the cat out of the bag by saying we have Lynn Therese Davis. But oh my goodness, Miss Therese Davis is the daughter of Roston and Althea Davis. Being raised in the home of a pastor, it came with blessings and challenges. But September 1988, she received Jesus Christ as her Lord and Savior. Therese graduated head girl from Kingsway Academy in 1992. Now, I always said to have a good sense of humor and to be humorous, you have to be intelligent. And I think Therese just confirmed that head girl from Kingsway Academy in 1992. She attended COB and Morgan State University, where she received a Bachelor of Arts in Theater of Arts. Therese is known throughout the country as Dynamite Miss Daisy. She wears so many hats. We're just going to name a few of those hats, right? She's a gospel recording artist. She's the author of 2 books, not one. I tell you 2. I tell you she's smart like that. Under the Makeup and Acting Up. She's an associate pastor of Golden Gates World Outreach Ministries, a mother, a grandmother, a leader throughout our Bahama line. Let's welcome Miss Lynn Therese Davis.
Thank you so much. Good to be here. Thank you.
Miss Davis, how did you know? Some people don't get blessed with when they grow up what they're going to be. When did you know you were going to get into theater? How did it come about?
Okay, well, let me just first say congratulations to you beautiful ladies. Jackie and Tamara, y'all are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
Your voices are amazing, and your producer and everybody else. So, growing up in Golden Gates, I, along with my brother, Bishop Trent Davis, we always used to do, let me slow down.
Yeah.
We always used to put on little skits in church. You have such a golden smile.
Yes.
Skits, and he's so cute. Skits in church that made many of us laugh. But it wasn't until I auditioned for a major production at Kingsway Academy in grade 9, and it was called Joseph and His Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. It was a Broadway production, and I got the lead part in that. I had to sing the whole thing, the narrator. That gave me an opening of my eye to say, wow, I would love to be a professional actor. But of course, I pushed that behind me. Why? because we don't do this in the Bahamas. We act for FUN, fun, not FUNDS.
Because we ain't paying money to go to school for fun.
You understand? And so I pushed that behind me. And even though it was something that was there and I wanted to do it, I said, that ain't realistic. Let me go and study to be a teacher, which is wonderful, but it really wasn't my deep passion. And I went ahead, studied to be a teacher at UB now, but COB. And then coming to the close of that, I realized, something, I fooling myself. I do not want to be a teacher that goes, that teaches every subject. In school as a primary school teacher. My sister in love, I call her, Novia, she said to me, Therese, God gave you that gift of writing and acting, because I've been writing from I was like 16, writing plays, etc. And I have a keen eye to detail, and that was not just for naught. And so I decided, you know what, let me take a leap of faith, let me go and study theater, and the rest is history.
Wow.
So in terms of being of service, at Table of Change, we always talk about customer service.
Yes.
And one of the reasons why we brought you on the show, that role that you play as Miss Daisy gave you the opportunity now to be of service to our country. So
Yes.
how did that come about in?
Yes. So before the trips, because I have been on trips for the country, I've also been asked to utilize Miss Daisy. Many people remember, keep the Bahamas clean, green, and pristine. That was the first one that I did, which was to help us to keep the environment clean. So that's my service. I use the gift that God has given to me in terms the gift of comedy to bring about positive messages.
Yes.
So I've also done things for health, Ministry of Health. I've also done things just for awareness and things on my own to help people. Hey, if you're struggling and you're feeling suicidal and depressed, get some help. So there are other messages that have come through Miss Daisy. And then I had the opportunity to travel the first time, I think it was maybe in 2006. So Miss Daisy is 25 years old this year, y'all.
Wow.
So,
Congratulations.
to God be the glory, and thank you. So the first place we went was Miami, Florida. This was, I think, maybe after a few years of doing Miss Daisy. The Consul General at the time, she invited us to come over to help the Bahamians in the Miami area to have some festive laughter and to remind them of home. They ain't that far from home, so they could easily come. But them said over there illegal and couldn't come back, So we took some Daisy there. And then we went to Dubai, of course, and also represented the country there to bring the culture of the Bahamas. Culture is what we eat. Culture is who we are, how we speak, and also what we believe. And so we were still able to put our faith in there, although we were in a Muslim country. Of course, we couldn't use our faith or say our faith. But, it comes through anyway. It comes through anyway.
Now help me. I like to dive deep.
Let's go.
I want to go deep.
Let's go.
Miss Daisy, how did it come
Daisy.
about?
Okay. So I was at Morgan State University studying to be an actress. And I always wanted to be a serious actress, And I was watching a program. We had just finished a chapter on being a believable character. And I saw this guy, and he was not believable to me. He was pretending to be intoxicated, but he was just moving up and down, but not, he didn't grab me. And I said, you know what, if I ever have to play a character, not comedy, where the person has to be intoxicated, how would I do it? And so I began trying to speak with a slur. And I began being able to do it. And I found that, hey, this is not hard. As the more I do it, the more it sounds like I'm doing it. So I had the voice before I had the look and before I had the reason. Okay? So when I came home after completing my degree, I had to do a one-woman show. And in that one-woman show, I had to play 6 different characters. And Miss Daisy was one of the 6 characters. And so I had many monologues to play, Sojourner Truth, Juliet from Romeo and Juliet, and also this one character who was at Heaven's Gate. And I said, you know what, I need a down-home character. So I put Daisy in that skit, and that's how she came about.
And the pastor's daughter get to be drunk with
The
Daisy.
pastor's daughter, right.
How did that go over?
Ah, boy. I always, and I'm happy you asked this because people have always asked me that. And my father and mother have been my greatest supporters. Let me tell you why. Because they know I do not promote alcoholism. You will never see Daisy. Daisy has never done a commercial for beer, wine, or any strong drink, and you will never see her actually drinking. So Daisy says this is the residual effects. I used to drink, but I don't drink no more. But this is the residual effects. So, but guess what? The whole thing about it is God sometimes uses the foolishness of this world to confound the wise. And he shows us that sometimes if I could use a dumb donkey, this is what Daisy always says, Lord, if you could use a dumb donkey, you must he could use me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got away with, as the pastor's daughter, pretending to be intoxicated.
You know, as a woman, as a powerful young woman.
50 girl. Still young?
It better be still young.
Okay.
I'm fast approaching. It better be still young.
You look like it.
Thank you.
You know, I like this age that we're at now. I like this time that we're at now as women, that we don't have to be pigeonholed into one area. So when I looked at you and I saw your bio and told a gospel recording artist, when I hear Miss Daisy, when I hear the author of 2 books, what gives you the inspiration? Because, you know, we have naysayers.
Definitely.
Who she thinks she is.
Yep.
She better stay in her little corner. She lucky she have Miss Daisy.
Right.
And she get to have her job and she get to have this. How do you now just, you know, keep it all focused and stay blessed with all of this talent?
Thing about it is I know from whence I've come, and I know from where God brought me. I didn't always have a confidence in myself. My confidence and my self-esteem was very, very damaged. So my hope is truly built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. Miss Daisy is not my identity. Miss Daisy is a tool that God has used. My identity is in Christ. 1988, when I accepted the Lord, I was 12 years old, and when I decided I want to know Him, I'm not depending on my father's and my mother's salvation. I want it for myself, big man. And when I received the Lord, that's where I received my identity. And then at age 20, I believe God spoke to my heart and told me there are 4 things that I've assigned you or purposed you to do on this earth: sing, preach, produce, and write. And I rehearsed those things in my head and in my heart for all these years. Sing. Am I singing? Good. Preaching. Am I preaching? Am I producing? Am I writing? And that's what pushed me to go ahead and write this book underneath the makeup. This took a lot out of me because I'm pouring out myself. I'm saying the good, the bad, and the ugly in this book. I'm telling it like it is. I'm saying my struggles. I'm saying the defeats and the victories. And so that is what pushed me to go ahead and do these things. And the recording songs, again, some of those are original songs that God gave me. The album is called Beautiful. Okay, and so I continue to do that. So like you say, there are naysayers. There are persons that felt, I understood afterwards that there were persons who said, how they let her go to Dubai, huh? Miss Daisy to represent the country?
The drunken woman?
Yes, so, but it's okay. Guess what? Until you experience it, and if you know it, and you see it, and it has blessed you, to God be the glory. And guess what? Although I may try, there'll be some people that still will say, I don't like what she does, and it's okay.
It's okay.
I love you in Jesus' name, and God bless you.
It's okay.
Now, I know you have the 2 books. You have the Underneath the Makeup.
Yes.
And then you also have the Acting Up. Tell me about Acting Up.
Acting Up is my newest book, and Acting Up deals with drama. So I have a school called the El Torres School of Dramatic Arts, and I teach acting to children and adults. So the Acting Up book is my textbook for that class. And I recently had an opportunity with the creative from tourism. I was one of the masterclass lecturers for the creative industry that y'all just recently did, the innovative, I'm saying it wrong, but I'll get the right name. And I'm so honored to have been given that opportunity right at UB to do a masterclass in acting. So Acting Up is my book on acting. It gives some of the history of, it gives a short, brief history of Miss Daisy and where she came from, and it also gives acting techniques. We also talk about people who have gone before me. I do believe in standing on the shoulders of persons. Every time I have an opportunity to speak in a mic, I've got to give a shout out to the late, great Kayla Lockett Edwards, who produced my first show. When I came home, I was not known by anybody because I didn't grow up in the Dundas arena. But she took a chance on me. I called her on the phone and I said, I want to do a one-woman show. She said, she gave me some ideas. And then I called her back. I said, but I need help. I need you to do it. She took a chance on me, did that one-woman show, and then took me to Grand Bahama with the late Frank Penn. And the rest is history. Started after that going through all of the Bahamian Islands. I've covered them all a couple times. And so I'm grateful.
Now, you talked about the acting and the school.
Yes.
Is there something you do, like a summer program? And
My
what
school-
age groups?
My school is ongoing. I do a summer program, but I work for the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, and so I'm the Cultural Affairs Officer responsible for all the theater programs. So we have something called a theater performance camp, and that's for children ages 5 to 15. So thanks for letting me give a plug here. Free program by the great Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. My director, Ms. Derica Grant, and of course the Honorable Mario Bowleg. And so then we also have an apprentice program that it's very exciting to me because the apprentice program is where we allow students, we pay them to act and to perform. We give them a 4-week intense training from as my good friend Patrice Francis says, from page to stage. We bring them in. We have the show. This is what you want to audition for this part. Okay. You want to be backstage. Good. And for 4 weeks, Monday to Friday, from 9 to 1, we pour into them. We train them. We teach them. We show them where to stand, how to act, etc. They have to come with some knowledge or some talent. And we work their talent out. I'm sure that he does the same with young people. Have a little talent, push them on.
Now, give me a telephone number because there's so many questions, guys.
Sure.
I know you have so
Sure.
many questions.
Sure.
325-5403 or 300-8255. But directly, in terms of the program, what is
Yes.
the number they call if they have a kid that's interested?
502-0600. That's the line for Youth, Sports and Culture. My direct line is 502-0363. Yes, and this starts in July. So if you have a child that just loves acting and you want them
have a
to be in the
passion.
program, you just call and you just you register them. It's free of charge. The ministry pays for it. And then if you have a child that is 16 and above and you want a summer job for them, but they love acting and they want to try out for the apprentice program with acting with me, you just register them as well. Of course, they have to have a bank account, they have to have their NIB,
So
they have to
get
do some
paid.
things, and they have to apply early enough because we try to go by numbers.
You know, parents, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to me too as a parent. We don't know everything that our child is interested in.
Thank you.
We don't have any ideas sometimes of their avenues. And the reason I say that is I was in the car with my 16-year-old just this week and realized that he had on he hooked up his, cell phone to my car stereo. And then I heard Grease Lightning.
Are
Like,
you
what do you
serious?
know about Grease Lightning?
That is a very
and I'm
famous
sorry I got to
musical.
embarrass you, baby, but he was in the and he dancing and he
Yes.
gyrated and he's singing the whole thing. And then the very next song that came on was like a musical. So I said, "Are you interested in that?" And he says, "Yes, Mom. Years ago, you remember I went to see Grease Lighting at Kingsway."
That's
And
where I came from.
no, sorry, I said QC. QC.
Okay.
It was Grease Lighting at QC, and he
Yes.
must have been maybe 7 or 8.
It impacted
and,
him.
And we just went to support
Yes.
another,
Yes.
family member's child.
Yes.
And I would have never known and never guessed that
Yes.
this child would be interested in a musical.
Yeah.
And a male too. Well,
Yes.
we know we're saying we don't know, but I'm just saying in terms of it was just nothing I could imagine. So if you're a parent out there,
Yes.
and, ask your kids, find out about the program. Call 502-0600. Find out. Tell them get the details. Tell the kid about the program. And you heard what she said. You can actually get paid.
And guess what? If he's 16 and your son is 16 and he does have a voice to sing, Makel Swan, I'll put in a plug right now. She from Swan's Entertainment. She is collaborating with the ministry and she's actually doing a program for a musical. For musicals. So she wants to train young people who have the voice, who want to get into musicals for competitions abroad even.
Wow.
So please.
I spent some time watching the African movies,
Okay.
and they have movies, Japan movies, and I'm saying,
Yeah.
I need my behavior.
Yes.
You think that's coming? The Bahamian,
It's here, It's here. Let me give you an example. Look Up Child. is a recent movie that's done by, now his name escapes me, Newman. He just did a movie, Look Up Child, and then The Devil Made Me Do It was just also released at Atlantis, and that's Heath Fowler. He did that. So there are a whole lot of people who are doing movies right now.
Oh, great! Because I
not only
to
stage
feel like
plays,
we're
but
left out.
movies. No, we're doing it.
We have to do our thing.
Yes.
Now, support you with your books. Where can we get Under the Makeup and Acting Up? Are they here locally, or we have to go?
No. You can go on Amazon for them, but it's better to call me for the book. 557-4684. They are not in stores right now. So underneath the makeup, I should have a shipment coming in pretty soon. I think I have a few more copies, and the Acting Up as well. I have a few more copies. I have not even launched the Acting Up book yet, but my students use it. But I'm gonna have an official launch. But yeah, persons can hit me up, or they can email me if that's even better. But 557-4684 is a common number, so they can message me on that.
Now, you said acting up. So when you said your
That's
kids
that's a
use it,
Bahamian term, right? Why
Is
y'all
it-
in here acting up? Let's stop acting up.
so is it like a long workbook type of thing?
It has places for you to write. You can write in there. You can have a few pages where you can draw as well. But it's basically information and for you to take notes. So it's a note. I thought I had it with me and I left it. It's a notebook workbook. It's a notebook information book.
It's kind of like I'm thinking acting up is like
information
you act
first
for acting.
Yes,
and you're
this
you're
is
growing with
acting.
it.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So stage terms are in there. Persons that we stand on their shoulders, like I said, they're in there. Many people don't know the actual theaters in the country. Well, take for instance the Philip A. Burrows Theater. Okay, seats about 90. All right, that's called a black box. All right, and then the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts, 336, which is, thankfully, the government is about to give, I think, a couple $1 million injection. I don't want to say it wrong. And then you have the Fiona, which is an outdoor amphitheater, which is at the what do you call it? The National Arts, National Art Gallery. My bad. And then you have UB or PAC, PAC. The Performing Arts Center at UB, and then everybody knows about the National Center for the Performing Arts that's closed right now. You remember when we had the Rainforest Theater, and then the Regency Theater, I don't know, I think it's okay, but just the other day we heard that it was threatened by that forest fire. So these are staples in the country. It's all right to put on a play in a just a center, but it's nothing like doing it on a stage. You could play, I don't want to preempt, but you could play in a stadium or you could play on a rocky field. It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Your performance is totally different. Let me stop talking.
No. I mean, I am just happy to know that there is an avenue there, and for us to say, not to feel so stuck sometime on our rock, that we have made allowances for people that have interest inside drama and the field, and now you can be paid for it. It could be a summer program.
Yes.
Child, I just like to know.
Yeah.
I like to know. I like to know. I hate when I don't know. Because, another parent, a part of the village might say, my child has this talent now, even though it may not have applied to anyone listening right now, but maybe you could see a talent in a child and you could be able to say, man, I hear Therese talking about that program that the ministry doing.
That's right.
So when you're listening to Table of Change, remember, you're listening to be of service. Of service comes in all avenues, at home or at work. We have DeAndre with a question for us. DeAndre, please come on. We're ready for your question.
Good night. I was going to ask for advice on older people, like 30 and older, trying to find their passion in acting, but you guys basically answered that question already.
Excellent. So yes, we do cater to, you say 30 and over. Now the ones who are 30, that's DeAndre.
Yeah.
DeAndre, the persons who are 30 and over, it's a little difficult to get a summer job with us because it's the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture, and so we really hire younger persons. But if you are very interested and talented, I invite you to message me on my number. I do not know if you are actually working during the summer, but there are opportunities. You have the Dundas Center for the Performing Arts. They are always looking for actors and talents. And then, of course, you have my company, which is Dynamite Productions. I'm always looking for persons to audition and be a part of our shows as well.
Thank you so much for calling in, DeAndre. We also have now Philippa from Rock Sound. We got a Rock Sound gal on the phone. Philippa, go ahead for us.
Yes, I'm in the house. I'd like to speak to Therese. I've heard you mention that Frank Penn is the one who gave you a big opportunity.
Yes, in Grand Bahama. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, he also worked with my daughter, who she shied away from the limelight, that she's Anyhow, I want to say that he was a great producer.
Yes.
And I think we should do a tribute to him one of these days.
I think that's... Go ahead, Mom. Sorry.
And even his daughter, Kristen Penn.
Yes.
They did wonderful work, and I'm gonna call on you, Therese, to really do a tribute to them. They were great.
I totally agree with you, and thank you for nudging me to do that. And I would be more than happy, and I'll do exactly what you're saying. And I'm gonna put my foot forward with that. If you give me your number too, you could leave it with the producer. Then we could talk about that because I definitely would need your help. You probably have some information that I can use, but I'll be happy to do that, ma'am.
Yes, put me on to your producer. Thanks.
Thank you too.
Thank you, Philippa. Therese, you're doing such a wonderful job. Now, Therese alluded to our next guest now. She already let the cat out the bag. Ladies, he handsome, I ain't gonna lie.
Cute.
Oh, my goodness, the big white smile. Oh, my goodness, the cuddly face. I know. Wait a minute, you married? Oh, thank you, Jesus. I didn't want no one trying to attack me today. But here in studio, we have Mr. Coach Marco Lightbourne. Now, one of the great things about Coach Lightbourne is he not only does he train baseball players, he developed them. And I had the opportunity of just meeting him by chance. And I was impressed with him right away. We get to this age, Therese, we know good people. We got a strong sense of character. And he has just proven to be that person. Yeah. Coach Lightbourne is the head coach at Sia Walker Baseball, Kingsway Baseball and Softball coach. His program develops youth, not just athletically, but academically, mentally, spiritually grounding them. He's the founder of Marco Lightbourne Training and Development. And one of the great things about him is with his children, what he's instilling is Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Yes.
I love the fact that he has so much strong values. He's grounded in his spirituality and his belief, and he comes to us as a collegiate athlete. Coach Lightbourne, thank you so much for coming on the show today, and we are happy to have you here. Now, Coach Lightbourne, I know time is of the essence, so I'm going to jump right in.
Yeah.
Help.
Yes.
The parents and the village understand how important baseball is, or help them understand how important just sports is to the youth of our nation.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I just thank you guys for having me here. To me, baseball and sports, not just generalize it just to baseball, but sports is a very, 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 very important because sports help with foundation. Building character, for fostering character as well. It helps discipline. It helps hard work and dedication. It help these guys to have a platform. Help them build these stuff, character. Learn the proper research of what it is to be an athlete. This is so passionate for me right here. Like, because I once was that child. I know what it is to be like living in the inner city and playing sports. It was a challenge. I was once with that kid who used to be on the streets, who was in the streets and playing sports. But I had realized that sports is my passion. It drives me away from the streets. So I think it's very important the sports is being brought to our community, in our schools. And I want to say, like, we have as parents, as leaders, and as voices in the Bahamas, we have to support sport in our country today.
I always say, fortunately for me, with my two boys, they were always interested in sports. But parents, you really want the 101 on parenting and the way to be a lazy parent. I can share it. Don't tell nobody. Get them interested in sports. My youngest has been playing baseball from about 4.5, and grades is not an issue. Because you have to have a certain GPA in order for me to allow you, because the sport is an extracurricular activity. And you have to maintain that GPA to show me that you have a balance. Yeah. And what it teaches kids is that you don't have to do one or the... Sometimes in life we stuck doing two things, right? As parents, we have to multitask. So as children, let's make them have to multitask too. You can get the good grades. You can play on the sports team. So if the grades is not where it needs to be, you can't ask me to take you to practice, because I can start talking about how much gas costs a gallon to get down there. I can start telling you how it's 3 days a week and how that bat costs $300 and that bike costs $150, and it gets expensive. But I get to cheat. I don't have to now be hollering and screaming in my household because you have to behave, you know how to act, and you're too tired.
Yeah.
Physically, you're too tired after running the beach and practice 3 days a week and sports 2 days a week. So if there's a parent sitting there thinking that it's like an option, it's like, I feel like, and I don't want to be presumptuous, but I feel like some parents may say, like, either you're smart or you play sports. Yeah. Please let them know that you can do the two.
You can do both. You can do both. And like you said, you have to be able to balance it. And you can't just jam sports ahead of academic, and you can't jam academic ahead of sport. It has to be a balance. So we do not have the smartest kids in the world. And we don't have like kids who below grade average. Right. Especially in my program, what I push is academics. You have to attain above a 2.5 to be in my program. And that's one thing I keep pushing with these kids. You have to get your schoolwork done, because when you go to the next level, there's no mommy, no daddy, no one to push you. It's all about like you wake up, go to practice, make sure you get the classes as well, especially I speaking from a college level. So
I really like that, right, Tamara? I always look at the other side as well. Let's just say I have a child who's fighting and trying so hard to meet over that 2 point. Just say he's at probably the 1.95. Would we give them the chance to still come on to your camp?
Okay, I hear you, Jackie, but you have to realize that the body is a muscle. Yeah. So when you're working out your brain in order to learn, if you are exercising and you're keeping your body in shape, your mind now is open up to learning. If you're eating healthy, you're fueling your body. Instead of now, let's be real parents. We sitting there with some mindless television going on in our houses, some mindless playing of video games. But guess what? You waking up to go to school on time. You're waking up to go to practice on time. When you get home now, you need to focus, you need to study, you need to go to your bed. So the grade now is not so much, I would say from a personal experience, to push in to get this 2.0, because the whole man is covered, the whole individual. So everything is going to be working better. Like, have you found that a lot of your kids have to drop out of the program because of the GPA, or is the GPA actually an issue within your program because they're making it?
No, a lot of kids don't drop out and make a program. Actually, no kid I ever drop out and make a program. Some kids be like, just this week, coach, I can't make it. I have exam. I have to study. Those who in grade 12. So I was like, hey, fine. but at least ensure that you make at least 1 or 2 practice this week. So I feel like though like they balance it good, and I do understand, and I ask them how could I help. So it's be like late night conversation, just like last night. Late night conversations, we was on the phone talking about SAT. One kid in my program, he named Donnie Higgins. He scored 1,200 or 1,600 on his SAT and got a full scholarship.
Wow.
And it's like I told him like we have another 2 kids who taking the SAT. Could you hook them up with your Connect or help them? So that's how I support with kids like that.
I think there was a misunderstanding probably from what I was saying. I'm just saying, do you have to have a 2-point to get in? Because like you say, once you exercise your muscle, your brain exercise. But I'm just thinking, if my child is at a 1.95 just to get in, and him doing sports can open up his mind, like you say, and he can still join but get better to stay on. So it wasn't.
Well, it is really about my understanding. I do understand kids, and I will allow them to get in the program if they below that. But honestly, is me checking up every week and seeing what you're doing,
right,
what progress you're doing to make above a 2 or 2.5. You know, because in college, if you don't make above a 2 point, you cannot play.
Right. Okay.
You cannot play.
And so we have to have a standard too.
Yes.
And I agree, and I like where Jackie's going with that too, in terms of don't not just disqualify them. So I like how you're not just disqualifying, but you are letting them know that there is a standard.
Yeah.
Yes.
And once we now get into the mindset of it and everything like that, the grades should improve. So I do like that, and as a parent, that's helpful too, because you know, like these children have to be able to multitask, and these children have to just be productive. And I find that the sports avenue, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, it takes a lot out of the parent.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes we have a lot of single parents, mothers or fathers, and I can imagine how hard it is with practice 3 days a week and, you know, games on the weekends. But I just want them to hear how, you know, the rewards of it, the rewards of the program. Give us an idea of one of your success stories in terms of grades, or just a success story from your program.
Well, you want it with a kid or with me?
Go ahead.
Oh, both. Well, I have like 2 kids in my program who actively got seen by professional baseball coach, and who actually like give them a good resume on that baseball standard. And you know, like just because of their talent, they were able to get recognized. You never know what your support could do, what could help change a kid's life. And I always tell parents, never put a ceiling on these kids' ability. You never know where they could be in the next 2 years or the next minute, because you could go to sleep in this baseball world today at 16 years old, actually at 15 years old, broke, and wake up a millionaire the next day. So you never know. And then like opportunities with high school and college, where it's a possibility that your kid getting free education because of their talent. And just like me, I was rewarded with college offers and also with my BPL job just because of my talent.
Wow.
You know, and like a quote say, your talent make room for you.
Yes.
So that's basically it.
Now, I know the opportunity for travel is coming up. Tell us about your trip and the dates of what's going to be happening with that trip.
So basically, we're traveling to Fort Lauderdale from the 13th through the 18th. We're going to on a college tour. We're in the talks with a few colleges where we're locked down over today, Nova Southern University. I know I have 2 kids in the program who wants to be doctors. So pre-med, like I tell you, like the kid, Donnie Higgins, he's a 1,200 SAT examiner, and I know he's interested in pre-med. So Nova has one of the top pre-med programs. Also, Florida Memorial University. We also go in there. Also, University of Fort Lauderdale and FAU. we're locked down. So this upcoming Easter break, we're taking our time to carry the kids international level to get seen by college. Yes. Thank you. So yeah, and also they will be working over professional baseball coaches, not coaches but players as well, Bahamian, such as Anthony Seymour. So they will be working over them as well.
Now, thank you so much for reminding me via Zoom that we didn't get a telephone number or a contact, or where do you practice, or tell us about your program in terms of the hours.
So my telephone number is 436-2434. Marco Lightburn, you can reach me at that, or you could reach me via email, marco.lightburn@gmail.com. We do practice at the Blue Hills Sporting Complex, where the 4 fields is in the sports center, and also we do transition on the beach as well and on the fort. So is like I train 3 times a day, Monday and Friday, which is mandatory, is from 4 to 6. Mr. Mara, we go over that. Probably like an hour and a half over the 6. And sometimes we leave a little later than that because the kids just enjoy practice. They just want to be around this entertainment, this fun, this baseball. Like, I just excited for it, man. I just excited to see where these kids go. Just for them being excited to come here, because hard work is very, very, very important.
I'm smiling because parents, the coaches are just as excited as the kids sometimes. So when you hear Coach Lightbourne say we're going to be there an hour a little later, yes, he has energy for days. I don't know how you manage with everything that you're involved with and then come out there and give 110% with those kids. One of the things that I've noticed about you is that you take the time to connect with each one of your kids. How did you know that's something you should be doing, and how did you now incorporate it into your training with your kids?
So basically, you have to examine each kid, learn how each one of them learns, and as a coach, you never stop learning, because you have to learn how the kid learn, and you have to get connected with them. I don't go there and just basically teach baseball. I go there basically mentoring. Wow. I need a clear mind, because I can't bring you here, bring you to teach you, and you're upset, you're angry. It's never a success in madness. Wow. And I always believe that. So I get in touch with personal feelings. I mean, if you allow me to get there, because I once was in the sport you was in, and I wish I had someone to even talk to me about it. But I want to be that different, that change in this kid's life. And me and the kids connect on a personal level. And we be on the phone 24/7. Like, I talk to them more than my family. So
they're kids.
Yes, and they not just my kids, they are my friends. Wow. They we reconnect like that. And they understand the importance of respect. They know how to, they don't curse around me, they don't give me the wrong energy.
Right.
Like, I don't know if they do it outside, but definitely in my presence, they don't act no type of way. But
I got to attest to that. Somehow you have cultivated an environment where they're not trying to be bad boys, or they're not trying to be caring about, I guess, what other people think of them. I noticed that when they're on the baseball field, they are children. From the youngest I see, you had, was it 5, to like the 18-year-olds.
Yes.
And I noticed when they interact with each other, it's just they're all children. Tag. The little ones are jumping up to the 15-year-olds to say, give them a high five without them looking like, little man, where you going?
Yeah.
Like, did you purposely do this, or somehow baseball creates that environment?
Baseball do create this environment, and also I purposely do it because I always believe, like, if I mentor you, you got to be able to mentor someone else.
I was going to say,
and the cycles continue.
Yeah.
This cycles will continue. So with my program, I do have the older guys working with the big kids, because I able to break it down to the simplest form as them, and they were at that age more closer than I am, because I surpassed the age, but I got them to explain what it is. I get them excited to be around the young kids, to be able to teach and learn at the same time. So that really helps with their progress with baseball as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, when we talk about baseball, like, I learned later in this baseball game that as a serious baseball mom,
Yeah.
that it's not just going to one practice, one coach being on one team.
No.
So help us understand that, learn this information later of why is it important now to have, sometimes we even have to have counselors
Yeah.
to make sure that these kids' minds are, basically where it should be so that they can focus on baseball. Now we're told that we have to have them in like a workout session. They should be going to a gym. They should also be exposed to a batting coach.
Yeah.
So when we have this child now that we feel like, let's say at 12, that this is definitely the route we want to take to have this Major League Baseball, what should this 12-year-old be exposed to at this time?
So, like I could tell you, parents, it's just support. Like living in your kid's dreams. That's all you have to do. Live in your kid's dream. Just support them, whatever they want to do. Sometimes like it might be a little costly or what's not, but you gotta understand. You never know. Never put a ceiling on the child ability. Like I always say, you never know what your child could be. These kids, they deserve to have that support, and they deserve to be able to like understand from you, because you spend more time with them from the coaches. That's why I appreciate you coming out to the practice and watching your son, because whatever I can reach to him, you're able to break it down, because you know your son better than I do, because I'm still learning. So I appreciate parents coming out, and like you see yesterday on the beach, Amani dad say, Amani, you got to keep your eye on the ball. Because I always teach them, eyes hit ball, not just hands, not just leg. Eyes hit ball. You can't see what you can. You can't hit what you can't see. Yeah. So it's very important. If you ask anybody but baseball, any coach, and you ask them what's the most important body part you need for baseball, and they can't tell you eyes, is like, change that coach.
You have to see it.
When you talked about your team going away, and you talked about Anthony Seymour,
yes,
he is going to be coming to spend a day with them, or how is that going to work?
So Anthony Seymour, he was a professional baseball player. He played in the game about 10 years, reached all to AAA, and he also got invited in the day in the league. He also played with the team Great Britain. Baseball World Classic, that like the major league as well. So basically, he will be working with them every day until we leave. So he really understand. That's my best friend. I was on his journey, his 10-year journey, straight through with traveling from state to state, just playing baseball, and even fostering that I have to work as well. So anytime I have a little time off, he sent me a ticket, or I bought my ticket, and I'm there watching baseball, Miami Marlins. And then he was at Atlanta Brave as well.
Now, Marco wasn't even aware of this. Coach wasn't aware of this, but I got the opportunity to get to know Anthony. We went to Andros with Freedom Farm, and I spent the whole day basically with him and the team, and we did that opening. So I am not surprised to hear that he's one of your good friends. And I can assure you, parents, if these kids are going on this trip with Coach Marco and Anthony, they are going to have fun.
Yep.
Because they're going to have fun with them. They enjoy. Sometimes people are in a field in terms of coaching, but they don't even like children. No.
Yeah, and they end up teaching them the wrong things.
Anthony and Coach Marco, they look like they actually like children. They like the sport of baseball. They're not going to get tired of showing them fundamentals and different things, and your children are going to be safe. I say that as a mother, not a mother. As a mother. I talking to you now. So in terms of the trip, in terms of the exposure, because, we as parents, we have to be mindful of who our kids are even around. And so it makes me feel so much better to hear that, because, what they say, like-minded people stick together, and I could really focus on that in terms of you two and what you're creating.
Yeah.
What is your vision for baseball here in the Bahamas?
Well, honestly, I could tell you this: like, my vision for baseball in the Bahamas is to get these guys the offer they need. Better facilities, better coaching programs, better not to say better fields because like Freedom Farm and JVI and they're good fields.
And what about
But-
Andre Rogers? And we just got the big field.
Yeah, but it's more like on a privatized level. But then again, they still offer some of the people to use it or what's not. So there's more like
He's hinting to the meeting after the meeting.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, we need more baseball fields because baseball is gradually growing, is really growing in the Bahamas, and there's a lot of teams and a lot of kids who wish to be playing. And then also we need to get the islands involved. We do need to get in touch with the island because me and Anthony and also DJ Dominic Colley, one of my good friends as well, we travel to the islands and we go there and teach baseball for about 3 days. We do have a travel camp. Anthony Seymour is spearheaded enough of these. We've been to Long Island, we've been to Abaco, we've been to Grand Bahama, we've been to Eleuthera, and we're trying to put together for something for Zuma. So really and truly, like, we're trying to touch every island and get these kids involved. Sometimes not New Providence has a lot of attraction, a lot of opportunities, but the islands don't. So we're trying to get the baseball to spread out in our country.
So let's talk about the family islands. I didn't hear you call San Salvador, so we gotta go there.
He said Eleuthera, right?
Yeah, he said Eleuthera. So I'm thinking, what are you thinking about? How would you do it? Would you go on the island and see if you find someone who probably was a lover of the game and probably train them so that they can carry it on, because 2-3 days is just so short to keep it going. Maybe, you can think about something like that, I guess.
Yeah, we do. It's something we're trying to put together and try to understand, because you got to learn like how much people on the island, how much kids love it. Because you have the older folks who played a long time ago. Because the game we live in the ever-changing world. The game is always changing. So there's a lot of older folks who played back in the days and teaching the old way how to play the game. But we want to get them abreast of the new way how to play this game and get them on new rules and new way not. We don't call it cheating in the game, but growing the game.
Yeah.
So basically, like you say, San Salvador, we'll try looking at that, but we do need the support of it with the Airbnb and just rides and flights getting down there, and we'll do something special. But we do need the support of the government. We do need the support of the BBA to get involved. Let's work together as one body, and let's spread baseball, not just baseball, sport throughout our country, because it really changes kids' life.
Yeah.
You really find fun in this. You really find excitement in this and passion.
Yeah.
You know what I want to see too? The realistic part of being a baseball mom is it gets expensive.
Yes. It really.
And I would like to see one day, Marco, that we have a second-hand baseball store. Like, because the equipment is still good. The bat is still good. The glove is basically what they say. Even as mothers, we want the glove to look new, right?
Yeah.
No. The more beat up the glove is, the more the better it is to feel. So I just want someone to figure out, let's have a place. Let's
Bring it
have
in.
these parents bring in these equipment, give them a little something for it, or some of the parents that just can afford it.
Yeah.
Just turn it over
So-
to the secondhand store to know that it'll be used and appropriated by a right child and may not even want something for it, instead of just sitting in your basement or sitting in your garage or, you know.
Sounds
Well,
good.
Well, that's true. So what we used to do growing up, like we used to, like we bring back some equipment from school, from college and stuff, or Anthony, those who was in professional baseball, and they used to give us their equipment. We used to use it, then hand it down and pass it along. That's how we got equipment spreading throughout the islands.
cost.
We cut the cost a lot, so we used to
So
we used to
parents-
share equipment every day.
So
Like,
parents, even if you're sitting there and the kid is on the team, like how you have Coach Lightborn, and you have the different ages of kids, and you have something, bring it out.
Yeah, don't
you know,
let it
like
get
talk
old.
to another parent. You never know who may want it or who may need it, or we all know it gets expensive. But we have 2 minutes. I just got to wrap up. Lynn Therese Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
In terms of your acting, in terms of your role in theater, what would you wish someone had told young Lynn?
I wish they had told me that it was okay to pursue this. You talk about success stories. I have a success story as well. Devontae Hanna. I knew him before as a child, but I re-met him in grade 11 at the government high school when, through the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, we had an after-school program called Youth Development Through the Arts. He started acting, we worked with him, and he now is one of the top reporters here at ZNS. And so he studied journalism. So I would wish that a young person, or as a young person, I would have been told that it's okay, and you're not odd or weird because you want to get into the fine arts.
I have a question for
Sure.
you, or to share.
Sure.
How is it around town, home? What do they recognize you? Do kids recognize you? Do
Little children don't, but older people do.
so? How is it?
Okay, let me tell you what happened to me today. I was
Tell me.
at a school. I was at TAPS, and I was coming, headed towards my car, and I said something, and a woman said, "Therese, that's you?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I said, we met? I said, "I think I met." She said, "No, you'll never meet me." She said, "Your voice."
Yes.
So it's the voice that gives
Yes,
it away.
yes.
So little small kids don't know because I retired the character in 2015 for about 2.5 years, and then the pandemic happened, and so the smaller kids don't know, but at a certain age, they know. But yeah, people stop me all the time.
Yes.
They didn't know my face, but they know
the
the voice.
Yes.
Marco,
Yes.
what is something you wish they had told young baseball playing Marco Lightborn?
That this game will chew you up and spit you out. Wow. This game will make room for you, but this game will really, really chew you up and spit you out. And I want the kids to know that, like, hard work beat talent.
You know what that song like, Marco? That song like preparation.
Yes.
That-
Yes. It gets very lonely in the sport. It gets very dark. This game is 90% will help you fail.
Yeah, and I think that's why the spiritual information that you give the kids, it can keep them balanced. It helps them know that when you fail, it's not the end of the world. So,
No.
and that's what I'm saying. The game really helps.
The game really helps
So
because
it helps you to get up on time,
Yeah.
to be to the game on time.
Yeah.
It helps you to be a hard worker. It helps you to have a balance.
Yeah.
And parents, don't try to keep your bank book full. Invest in your children.
yes.
That's a bank book by itself.
Yes.
So I learned a lot tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when we're investing in our children emotionally,
Yeah.
financially, physically, and I can be honest with you, as a baseball mom, I have to go to practice. I didn't think I had to watch practice. But for some reason, I don't know if
it
it's a
helps.
baseball mom
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I don't remember it with basketball, with the other one, but somehow you got to be there for practice.
Yes.
You have to be there for the games.
Yes.
So you have to invest in them emotionally,
Support.
financially,
Support.
support them, and it just keeps them out of trouble. Like I tell you, it's a lazy parent guide.
Yeah.
Sports.
Yeah, to know that someone is there watching you and counting on you is really it's pressure, but it is also you feel that love.
Yeah.
You know what it is to know that someone has your back even when you fail. And like I tell the kids, it's not what you do when you fail, it's what you do after.
After.
Yes.
You know, this is what my son said to me. He said, "Mom, I think I know why I wanted to go to the school that was less expensive. Because it's a lot of money for you." And I said to him, "But I wanted you and your sister to be together, especially for the first year." And I said to him, "But I'm paying your school fees because that's what I choose. Some people choose apartments as an investment. I chose to put it in my children.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it. You just study and do well."
Yes.
You know, so it's great.
We have some participation via Zoom. They said they want to make sure that we express the fact of yes, you can do both. You know, we really worked on the academics, and you also have the sports part of it. So
Yeah.
she wanted to make sure that we're encouraging that yes. Kids that they know they can do both, and parents don't just think that stay in your book.
Yeah.
No,
They gotta-
it's going to help both ways. It's going to help.
well-rounded.
Then we have another comment: MLB to the world. I mean, it's exciting to see how many Bahamian young guys are getting contracts and really
Yes.
taking baseball and the 242 to another level. Then we have someone who joked because I said a second-hand baseball store. Hey, you know it's a $350 bat.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Love the same price.
The other day, the glove. I was in Dick's the other day. He looking at the glove that cost. I can't even be polite no more. Yes, that's how mad it make me. $550. Coach, tell me why I got to buy a $550 glove. Make that make sense to me.
Well, you know, Jazz is a flashy player. When you look good, you feel good, you play good, and I always so I'll persuade you get the glove.
I told you.
If you go around the baseball field and you look at these kids, they look similar to Jazz, and those are real products with Jazz be marketing. There's really cost a penny.
Those gloves, that one 500 grows with you, eh?
Yeah, you can get it. You can get
keep it for
them.
life.
They real leather.
2 years maybe. Come on now.
They real leather, so they really last for years though.
Yeah,
Once you buy, they last for years.
Your baseball mamas know out there, when we go foreign for the summer, you know, once we get in that certain store with that big letter D on the front, you don't walk out of there spending less than $500.
So we had some kids. We had some 10U team last year in the Stanford, Orlando. Also, I had my 16U team last year in Orlando in August, and they spent a hefty penny. And they was persuading coach to spend a hefty penny on the box and glove as well. So
we gotta thank Lynn Therese Davis, Coach Marco Lightborn for a fascinating hour. We learned a lot. We what they say, we took in a lot of food, a lot of intake, but just to know that there's just young, vivacious people out there taking another road, that to let us know that it's a road that can be traveled on and a road that can be successful. So we want to thank you for coming to Table of Change. My name is Tamara Fox Smith.
I'm Jacqueline Fernanda Moxie.
I'm Marco Lightburn.
I'm Therese Davis.
Good night from Table of Change.
Table of Change.
Next week.
On this show, interview, or program are not necessarily the views expressed by the ZNS Radio